everybody. Thanks for coming out for this today. Thanks to the Chamber for hosting this event. I know we have some current council members in the room. Would you folks raise your hand or so? One? Oh, good, good. Any former mayors or former council members? Good, thank you. Today from SIU, we have Matt Bauman, Chief of Staff, Mira Kamarhu. Is that close, Mira? Close enough. Interim Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Ben Newman, Police Chief at SIU, Linda Hubbs, Tina Bennett and Kent Eplin, SIU Student Center, Sarah Van Voren, SIU Assistant Director for Operations, Conference, and Scheduling Services, Kaylin Hale, SIU Executive Director, Associate Vice Chancellor for Development and Alumni Relations, Sheila Colombo, SIU Career Development Center Employer Relations Coordinator, Deborah Bennett and Ted Gutierrez from SIU Office of Economic and Regional Development. SIH attendees here today are Sean Conley, Daryl Bryant, Lindsay Ledbetter, Catherine Shaw, Lacey Thompson, Sol Edwards, Rick Staple, Woody Thorne, Jennifer Van Brooker, who you just heard from, and Jill Goldberg. So special welcome to those folks from those areas, our two largest employers in Carbondale. Last but certainly not least is the First Lady of Carbondale, Terry Henry, my wonderful wife. Obviously, we are a university community. SIUC is our largest employer and a major economic engine for the region. They pay annual salaries of $166 million to residents in the southern 23 counties of the state. Each student spends over $10,000 annually in Carbondale. As our university grows enrollment, they will prosper, as will we and the region. Your mayor, city council, city staff, the administration of SIUC, and our Chamber of Commerce are committed to a continuing spirit of cooperation between the city and SIU. As you know, Southern Illinois University at Carbondale is moving forward with a significant reorganization. This is a bold initiative undertaken in a period of challenges to our system of higher education, not only in the state of Illinois, but nationally. I certainly do not have the expertise to make any recommendations in this progress, but I will say this: we cannot continue to operate as we have in the past. So I ask this of each of you: support our Board of Trustees, the administration, and the faculty of this great institution. Be positive, encourage these good folks in doing their best to restore this institution to its former greatness. To that end, SIU has made significant improvements in recruitment activities. They are once again using direct mail, high school visits, campus visits, with tours of the city for prospective students and the parents. Just recently, on December 5th, the School of Business hosted an open house for high school students living in the 618 area code. Local leaders, including myself, addressed the guests, and then everyone got free tickets to the basketball game, which we won. So recruitment doesn't get much better than that. Southern Illinois Healthcare, our second largest employer, is constructing the SIU Family Medicine Residency and Physician's Assistant Programs building, that's a mouthful, at the corner of University Avenue and West Oak Street. This 40,000 square foot facility will create 300 construction jobs and use all local subcontractors. SIH is paying for the construction and leasing it to SIU School of Medicine at cost. Completion is expected to be in May of 2019. Southern Illinois Healthcare's primary Carbondale facilities include Memorial Hospital, the Center for Medical Arts, Prairie Heart Institute, Cedar Court Imaging, and several physicians' offices. The City Council incentivized this development with a $1.3 million sanitary sewer upgrade, which extends from University Avenue to Wall Street. The upgrade will also serve the nearby neighborhoods. From the city, I would say, as I've said before, we have a great city council that works hard and understands the value of compromise. Our city staff and employees are second to none. Everyone is working together to get things done to move Carbondale forward. Our citizens are engaged in the process and know that they will have a chance to be heard. The city's budget is currently one of our top priorities. Our new budget year starts May 1st of 2019, just 4 short months away. The budget process is at best very difficult, due in part to the continued uncertainties of funding coming from the state of Illinois. There is again the very real possibility that the state will demand higher contributions to the state's pension systems, while at the same time reducing their payments to us. General fund revenues come from the local government distributive fund, which is a portion of the income taxes that you and I pay to the state, local sales taxes, and from other sources such as taxes on prepared food and beverage, packaged liquor, entertainment, gaming, etc. At the last council meeting, we voted unanimously for no increase, that's a 0 increase in real estate taxes in Carbondale. And incidentally, the city's current real estate tax on $150,000 home is about $145 annually. Staff is currently drafting the budget proposal and will be sending it to the council as it becomes available. Some events from this past year. We completed phase 2 of the downtown streetscape improvements at a cost of around $1.1 million. This project also included the installation of Wi-Fi throughout the downtown, which was a #1 priority of SIU students who answered the survey. And finally, the Home to Suites Hilton opened for business. It's worth a bit of your time to stop in and look around. It's really a top-notch facility. I had a tour of it just a couple of days before they opened to the public, and it's really, really nice. We provided a permanent space for Toys for Tots on East College Street. We held our first Halloween event in many years. Lots of help from our local organizations, Main Street and tourism. Everybody dug in, and we had a great event. We had it on Washington Street downtown with local musicians performing there. This site works very well because it has almost 0 impact on traffic flow, a lot of accessible parking, and it's pedestrian friendly. Our city makes every effort to stay involved in community activities. This spring, city employees helped welcome new SIU students and their families to the community as part of the Dinner in the Dale program, as did Terry and I. And I got to visit my old dorm room, 319 Warren Hall, out on campus. And you have to realize I was there 50 years ago, and it's still there. In October, a group of city employees participated in the Heart Walk at Walker's Bluff to support the American Heart Association. Earlier this month, several city employees assisted Habitat for Humanity with a bill on Carrico Street, and this included our city manager. Most recently, city employees volunteered to help the Salvation Army with their bell ringing campaign. For 2019, the city, along with SIUC and Southern Illinois Healthcare, will make another trip to Washington, D.C., in part to pursue funding for the Regional Multimodal Center. Amtrak is a vital resource for SIU, providing easy access to Carbondale. This center will be used for taxis and other means of transportation to move people throughout the region. This effort will also enhance our visibility with our federal legislators, improve relationships with federal agencies, and provide Carbondale with a voice in our nation's capital. Our meetings with regional stakeholders along Route 13 and I-57 corridors will continue on a monthly basis. This group includes the CEOs of the region's largest employers, bankers, and mayors. Planning for phase 3 of our downtown revitalization will begin. The Community of Faith Advisory Council will continue to meet periodically throughout the year. This is not a city commission, but rather an informal, voluntary group of leaders of faith in Carbondale. We will continue our Meet the Mayor meeting, and you'll find the schedule on the city's website. Community policing and neighborhood-based patrols remain one of the top priorities for the police department in 2018. These programs are designed to place a priority on citizen input and concern. Just this past week, around 50 citizens and officers gathered at the Irma Hayes Center for a police community forum known as World Cafe. This event was sponsored by the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police and the state and local chapter of the NAACP. Susie Tolliver, the police department's crime victim advocate, coordinated the community Christmas store again this year, which provided Christmas gifts to over 125 children in our community. She also worked with Saluki Athletics on a Coats for Kids drive to provide area children with new winter coats. We thank Susie Tolliver for furthering the police department's community outreach efforts over the years. Other highlights include placing a higher emphasis on foot patrols, as well as new and reestablished programs such as Citizens Police Academy, Coffee with the Cop, and Personal Safety for Women. Tragically, on October 21st of last year, Sergeant Guy Draper encountered an active shooter just one block north of where we are gathered today. Once the officer determined the subject was firing into a crowd of people, he acted to protect them. Recently, that gunman pled guilty in a court of law. To borrow a few words from the review of the officer's actions by the state's attorney, I quote, "This officer's conduct was not merely warranted, it was exemplary. His actions likely saved lives, and once he began to intervene, he continued under extreme personal risk that he may be shot himself. While no one could predict how he or she would react under similar circumstances, most would only hope to have acted with as much courage as was exhibited by this officer." This year, Sergeant Draper was honored by being awarded the Carbondale Police Chief's Award of Valor and the Illinois Fraternal Order of Police Medal of Valor. I ask you to join me in commending Sergeant Draper for bravery he displayed. He is truly a hero. This year, Carbondale Police Chief Lee Stewart was honored as the first responder of the year. I thank Detective Stewart for the work that he does on our behalf. Police Chief Jeff Grubbs obtained bachelor's and master's degree from SIU. He also graduated from the prestigious FBI National Academy. This past year, he was honored to be one of only 47 law enforcement leaders from across the country to be summoned back to the FBI National Academy in Quantico, Virginia, where he graduated in August from the FBI Law Enforcement Executive Development Program. This program has graduated less than 2,000 law enforcement leaders of mid-sized agencies since its inception. Some pretty exclusive company. Congratulations, Chief. In August of this year, K-9 officers from Carbondale Police Department traveled to Indiana to the 19th Annual Police K-9 Olympics. Over 127 K-9 teams representing 4 continents, 6 countries, and 40 states participated. Both national and international experts in the field of working dogs judged the event. Carbondale Police Department's team of Officer Brett Garden and K-9 Brock received 2 third place and 1 second place trophies. Additionally, Officer Garden and Brock, along with Officer Seth Mormon and K-9 Pasha, and Williamson County Sheriff's Deputy James Wright, K-9 Indy, competed together and took 4th place in the team competition. For these officers to compete and win at this level against K-9 handlers from all over the world speaks volumes. In 2015, the city and our police officers worked hard, and we found ourselves with the lowest crime rate in over 20 years. In 2016 and 2017, those numbers held. Today, I'm pleased to announce that preliminary 2018 uniform crime numbers are trending at a level that should be at or under the previous 3 years. That's 4 years in a row of the lowest crime rate our city has achieved in the last quarter century. I know that you know our police officers are some of the most highly trained, well-educated, dedicated officers to be found anywhere. I hope you will join me in supporting the efforts of our police officers for the work they do every day to make our community safer. In June of this year, Mike Kurtz was appointed our fire chief. Since January 1st of 2018, the Carbondale Fire Department has responded to 1,278 calls. 64 of those calls created a dollar loss to the community of just under $1 million. Although this number sounds high, the total value of those 64 properties damaged was $165 million. Due to quick responses and essential equipment, the fire department was able to save over $164 million worth of property in the city of Carbondale. So to go back over that, property was valued at $165 million, $1 million in losses. We had $164 million of good property left after the fire department put out the fires. Last year's purchase of the 107-foot ladder truck played a pivotal role in the savings of that property. In November, the Carbondale Fire Department hosted Fire Ops 101 at the Carbondale Regional Fire Training Center. It was attended by Carbondale City Manager Gary Williams and Councilman Naverick Calm, officials from Heron, Marion, Metropolis, and Murfreesboro, as well as representatives from WSIL Channel 3. Fire Ops 101 provides elected and appointed officials with a hands-on opportunity to better understand and experience the complexities of what firefighters do daily. Day-to-day business of the city is overseen, of course, by Gary Williams, our city manager. The city clerk's office, civic center operations, economic development, finance, human resources, legal, public relations, and others keep the city running smoothly. Planning, engineering, building, and neighborhood services work on city projects and with developers coming into Carbondale. We see our Public Works Department out every day. They do it all. They work with the contractors on our downtown revitalization. They do street and utility maintenance, trash and recycling pickup, snow plowing, tree planting, and rerouting traffic for special events, and so on. Several new businesses opened in 2018 in Carbondale. Steak and Shake in the SIU Student Center, the Underground Public House, Finish Line Car Wash, Omar's Gas Station, Culver's, Sterling Sofa Company, Two Guys Pizza, Family Drug, Home 2 Suites by Hilton, Keeper's Quarters, Remax at 601 East Walnut, Meow Mayo Cafe, and Stack 618 CrossFit. It's heartening that businesses have the faith in Carbondale to still open and be here. We have more coming in the coming year. As I've said before, Carbondale can and should be the cultural center of Southern Illinois. Carbondale Tourism Bureau, Carbondale Main Street, the Varsity Theater for the Arts, the Stage Company, Carbondale Community Arts, and local artists and musicians are working hard to help initiate and support concerts, art shows, festivals, and sports events in Carbondale that will draw visitors from throughout the region. Both Carbondale and SIU are committed to bringing more events and entertainment to campus and to the city. These kinds of events attract visitors from all over Southern Illinois and benefit our businesses as well as our students. Most importantly, they can improve the quality of life for all our citizens. You're going to like this because my title on this is Wrap Up. Carbondale is a great place to grow up in, go to school, raise a family, and retire. I know because I've done it, except that retirement part. I ask each of you to be positive about our city. Get involved, volunteer, and vote. Get to know your neighbors and be kind to one another. A simple nod of the head and a smile go a long way. We are a diverse community, and that diversity is perhaps our greatest resource of all. Our local businesses are strong supporters of our community, charities, and our children. Their employees are your neighbors. Now more than ever, they need our support. If you find something online, take a few minutes and purchase it locally. Together, we're making Carbondale the city that you and I, our children, and our grandchildren are proud to call home. The holidays have arrived. Many of us might be so caught up in shopping, socializing, and traveling that we may forget to take some quiet time for ourselves and our families. This is a time of renewal, a time to reflect on the events of the past year and make amends if needed, to consider positive change and to set new goals for the new year. Be safe, be thankful, may peace be with you.